Okay, hey folks out there, we're gonna play a little bit of Southwind for you and do some demonstrating on how you play with other people and complement what they're doing and respond to what they're doing. So we're gonna. Bill and I have not discussed this. He's been hermetically sealed for a week. He has no idea what I'm gonna play, and I have been sequestered in my own home for a while, and I don't know what he's going to do. So
we have not practiced.
No, we have not practiced this. So anyway, here is Southwind, and then we'll play it through 3 or 4 times, and then we'll stop and kind of talk about what we each did and what we noticed about what the other person did.
You start it.
Okay. I'll do an introduction.
Okay.
That was fun. So, I played lead the first time. Okay, so talk a little bit about how you decided what to do when I started to play.
I think one of the excuse me, advantages of not having the tab is you can sort of mess around the more you do it, the more you get used to where the notes are on your fretboard. And if you notice, there's a little bit of syncopation, hesitation, where you're playing and then I'm not, and then you're coming in and I'm coming in a little bit behind you, so it's...
Yeah, like on the tab, it might be written like a... pretty straight, right? Now I'll play it a little bit of what I think what you're talking about. Well, that was a variation, but it has the elements of timing wise within the 3 beats. You know, it's a 3-4 time song. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. It has the feel, at least hopefully, of not being too regimented. So you're still playing 3 beats to the measure, but on paper, something might say it's a half note, where we might hold it for a beat and a half, like a dotted quarter note or something.
Like I said, we did not rehearse this,
No.
so it's all off the cuff. So do what you were doing again. And what I was doing when she's playing, say, on the melody string, and you're hearing the higher pitch notes, I'm doing just basically on the bass line. And I might be going up when she's going up, or I might be going down when she's going up. And if I make a mistake, I just slide into the correct note.
Yep.
That's the beauty of this instrument.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mistakes when you're starting to learn. So.
Yeah.
So do it again.
Okay. Show us what you were doing, some really cool, like you know, kind of walk up things where you're using the bass string and the middle string. Show us what you were doing there.
I'm kind of a sometimes you can pull it off. You can pull it off more by doing a 2-finger chord, unless you're hitting your A chord. And then sometimes I'll miss the string that shouldn't be in there, the note. But that's where you learn by noodling, by practicing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I think about chords wise. So play the melody and because this when we played it together the multiple times, the second time we both went to the bass string. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
But we were doing something different. And at first I thought, oh well, he's going on the bass string too. Maybe I should switch over to the melody, which is what I might do sometimes. But instead I made a decision to stick with it, just to see what we could create with really our variations being on the bass string, which is cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
And when you're trying to do this and learn it, because it's sitting right here on your lap, when we're playing in a group and everybody's playing on the melody string, you don't hear it. But if you play it on the bass string, your body feels it, and then your ear also picks it up. And like I say, if you make a mistake, because this thing is diatonic, you can always slide into the right note. And sometimes that little bit of tension kind of helps.
Yeah, well, there was one time when I was supposed to be playing a G chord, but played an A instead, or vice versa. And I just slid into the next chord, and yeah, you're right. That tension is really that's what makes the music really emotional, I think, is
Yeah.
not playing, just perfect tones.
And the advantage to the tab is you learn the song. But the best way to learn it is listen to other people play it. Not just dulcimer. I tell everybody I listen to a lot of the tunes on either a mandolin or a fiddle. And I'll integrate fiddle licks or mandolin licks in there if I can pull it off.
Yeah.
If I can't, and we were talking about Soldier's Joy.
Yeah. We'll do that in our
the
next
futures.
our next thing here. But okay, I want to demonstrate something that I'm thinking about, that I'm accompanying on the bass string while you're
you want me to
playing the
play it
melody.
straight? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just not strumming the melody string at all. I'm trying to hit mostly the bass string.
Everything else open?
Yeah, I'm not doing any other chords. And not doing any other fingers or strings. Just trying to, so the first phrase of it, da 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 da. So I think about what chord accompanies the melody. Lots of times I think about that, and so that first chord besides D obviously is an A chord right here, right? So if I'm doing an A chord, the notes to accompany that A chord on my instrument, on my bass string, would be a 1 on the first fret. It would be a 4 on the bass string, and it would be a 6.5 and an 8. Okay, so it doesn't mean that I can only play those notes when that chord is, that's all D. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. That's 5 beats I've got to kill. And I can play, but within those 5 beats, I can go up from one note in the chord to another note in the chord, but I can put the others in between as passing tones.
Yeah.
And then the 4th fret, actually, when I go back to the D chord, I can play that 4, I can play a 7, and then a 6.5. Back to the 7, that's a D. And those variations are not written down. I'm just experimenting. Sometimes the experiment is pleasant. Other times I think, I'm not going to do it that way next time because I didn't like it. It didn't work real well for me.
I think that's it. You play these things so many times that you start, I like the what this sounds. Or you'll be sitting, what did you just do?
Yes.
And
right.
I don't even know what this chord is.
Yeah, that's pretty. So that,
I don't even know what that is.
Well,
Is that a D7? No.
No, it's not a D7. That would be an A and an F. Let's see, A, B, C, C sharp. That's an A and a C sharp, and a D. So that's probably some sort of sustained demented chord. It's a demented chord, I think is what it's
that's
called.
That's what it is. By the demented guy.
Yeah, the demented chords. Yeah.
But the thing is, I do that all the time, and I like it.
Yes.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes I just go down the scale. So, play the first phrase of Southwind, and let me see what that sounds like. One more time.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So, it's a descending bass line. The thing you have to make sure is that when you have the long notes in Southwind, you're going to hold this chord out, right? As far as the melody goes. So that's an A chord. I have to make sure that the note that I'm going for is one of the notes in an A chord. And if it's not, then I might go from one to the other pretty quickly. And it sounds okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, we're going to end this, but we're going to play it again 3 or 4 times through and see what new things we can come up with. All right. You want me to start, or you want to?
You start. know what we were going to do.